Okay, this was a speech given by JFK just weeks before his assassination.
The very
And
word secrecy is repugnant
in it,
in
he
a
calls
free and
out the
open
secret society.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically
This speech goes on for about 22
to
minutes.
secret oaths and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for
So I'll let that play
security
in the background. I'm
will
going
be
to
seized
drop
upon
the
by
sound
those
so I can
anxious to expand its meaning
talk over it. So
to the very limits
there
of
was
official
4
censorship
reasons to
and
kill
concealment.
Kennedy. The last one that
That I
sealed
do
the
not
nail in the
intend to
coffin was
permit,
this
to the
speech.
extent that it's in my control.
And it was a combination of the Mossad and CIA that killed him. Johnson was in on it. George H.W. Bush was on the ground there. Remember, George H.W. Bush was head of the CIA in 1976. He also worked with Operation Zapata in trying to overthrow Castro. And his oil company that was out of Midland was called Zapata Oil. So one of the reasons was this secret society speech. The second reason was he was going to make Israel give up their nuclear bomb program. The third reason was he was going to de-escalate Vietnam. And the fourth one was he was going to audit the Federal Reserve. That alone will get you killed. It got Lincoln killed. So let's talk about that's the why he was murdered. And the reason you know those are the reasons is because Johnson went in just the opposite direction. He instituted a don't ask, don't tell with Israel about their nuclear bomb program. Everybody knew Israel had a nuclear bomb program, but nobody talked about it until about 2010. The Vietnam War was increased by an order of magnitude. The Federal Reserve was never audited. They came out with a beige book in like 72, but it was never audited like he wanted it. And then secret societies weren't even talked about. The only time I could find any mention at all about a secret society was in an old Batman movie where they talk about Batman's father was in Skull and Bones, and then there's a Playboy article about Bohemian Grove in about 69. So that's 7 years after the fact. So let's look a little bit at Dealey Plaza. So this is Dealey Plaza from the air, and Kennedy was shot there. But if you look at this here, and that's where the grassy knoll was. If you look at this, they chose Dealey Plaza for a specific reason, because it looks like an uncapped pyramid, just like the back of your dollar bill. So that way people would know that they did it without having to put it out. Who actually pulled the trigger? There was an intelligence officer named Hill de Barret that was a French intelligence officer in World War II, and he put out a very fine intelligence magazine up until his death right after 9/11. He just died of old age. He was in his 90s. But he said it was a man called the Corsican. The Corsican's name has been lost to history, but it was probably the Corsican that fired the shot. Now, there was Oswald shot at him from the book depository. There is no doubt about it. If you do a search for the 3 hobos or the three vagrants, there'll be a picture of 3 guys that they caught around the grassy knoll here. And one of them is Woody Harrelson's dad, who killed Judge John Woods about 11 years later. And they called them the three hobos or the three tramps. And if you look at the way they're dressed, after you do a search for them, they have tweed jackets on, they have nice clothes, they just didn't have any ID. JFK was not going to leave Dealey Plaza alive. So the Corsican was up here, the three hobos was right there. Oswald did shoot at him, and I believe there was another several people here. There was probably two other teams. He was not going to get out of Dealey Plaza alive, no matter what. You've heard of the Zapruder film, which came to light several years later. The second film about what happened. There was also a woman called the Babushka Lady. Look that up. And there was a nationwide thing looking for the Babushka Lady. She was never found. Okay, so this Babushka Lady, they've got pictures of her, and she had a camera in her hand, and there was a nationwide search for her. Well, she was the Contessa de Rothschild, and much like when Trump got shot and the second in charge of the FBI started filming without reacting to anything, that was who the Babushka Lady was. But like I said, who killed Kennedy is immaterial compared to what happened afterwards, the four things that happened. No audit of the Federal Reserve, Vietnam was escalated, the Secret Society speech, and the Don't Ask, Don't Tell of Israel's nuclear bomb program. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.